Alright, so this time I'm going to try filming without being on my back so that everyone can see up my nose. And yeah, concerned about that kind of stuff. I haven't even posted any of these yet, and I'm not sure if I'm going to. And I'm still on the fence about the whole podcast thing, although pricing microphones and equipment, because I have a lot of shit that I am upset about and wish to speak out into the void. And I don't know, maybe it'll be healthy and cathartic or not. So I had a pretty decent training session today, which, well, I'll be honest, it was really exhausting. And the reason why it was exhausting is because I am quite fatigued. I did train block pulls 2 days ago. Today's Thursday, 4th of July. So that was July 2nd. And the template that I'm running, it's Stronger by Science. Great organization. I really like their stuff, their information. It's a hypertrophy template because I'm kind of sticking in that area right now. I'm not interested in training super heavy, so I'm not really in the mindset for it. I'm not strong enough for it. I'm not considering a powerlifting meet anytime soon, so it just makes more sense to train, but, try to get some gains if I can, even at my age. But those block pulls, they fucking took it out of me. They were at 120 kilos, which is about 264 pounds, and you had 2 sets of 9 with a rep out. Third set projected for 11 reps, and I managed to hit 12. It was hard, but I looked back at the video and it looked fairly easy. Like, I did it quickly. It didn't look really hard. It felt like shit, but it didn't look hard. But it definitely took it out of me, because today I had squats and they were supposed to be at 185 pounds, which, I know that's nothing. People are like, it's shitty weight. Dude, I'm an old lady, okay? And I'm a mountain of stress and just a bunch of shit, but whatever. It's probably about, like, what I would estimate is like 80% of my max right now, because all of my lifts have gone down significantly. But one of the things that I did not take into consideration is the fact that I was using kilo plates. And even though the bar that I'm using, Great Bar, Ohio Power Bar, I have that bar in storage, so I can't use her, but she's there waiting for me one day. But the thing is, the 45-pound Ohio Power Bar, and the app that I have that estimates the weight for your day assumes that you're using a 20-kilogram bar, and it's not a 20-kilogram bar. So basically, I was squatting close to like 190 pounds instead of the 185 I was supposed to. And that, believe it or not, on top of the fact that I was just fucking spent from the other day, meant that my squats were absolute garbage. I didn't come anywhere near the rep out target, which was supposed to be 9. I got to my 4th rep and my thoracic was just I was like, no, my form is shit. Like, I'm not going to try to force these reps, potentially hurt myself. And I've got nothing to prove. I'm running a template. Not like I have a coach or, anything. So I called it and inputted the information and looked at because it adjusts the template on the basis of how those rep outs work. So, next week I have 190 for 5, which is completely manageable because I basically did it today, almost 189 for 2 sets of 7 before I had that shitty rep out. But then I had to do deadlifts from the floor at a super manageable weight. 240 pounds, I can poop that out, even at my age. But holy shit, did it feel heavy. Like, as soon as, like, my warm-ups felt fine, I was like, oh, all right. And then I got to it was 235 pounds, even though I was using kilo plates. I don't know how many kilograms it was. I did a 235-pound single, and it was a little, I looked at the video, and the video, it moved really well. So I thought, okay, well, maybe this will be better than the squats. Wrong. Holy hell, like, I don't even know how I managed to finish the rep out. I did get the 2 sets of 9 at 240, but they were so hard. I think I had moments where I just was like, I don't know why I do this. I do it because I love it, but it was really hard. And, then I did my accessories. So, decent training day, but I'm looking forward to 2 days of rest. I'm taking 2 days, and I go back on Sunday for some pause squats and some pretty light bench. Hopefully by then I'll be a lot more refreshed because I am spent now. All of that, like 5 minutes worth of rambling to talk about something that I feel is kind of relevant. I know a lot of people are out for 4th of July right now, and they're probably getting super fucked up and, drinking and eating barbecue. And is there a sport on right now? Is it the All-Star game? Something's got to be going on right now, So you're doing sports ball and beer and meats or veggies, whatever it is you're doing. I, for almost, I guess, maybe over a year now, have done a really good job for myself of kind of stepping back from the drinking. I still have an occasional cocktail. I love a good old fashioned, which is really hard to find. A glass of wine. And the reason I still like a glass of wine, I'll come back to that in a minute. But the thing that used to be pretty much a staple, I hate to admit, for me, was beer. I like beer. I'm a woman who really does like beer. And once I realized that I wasn't going to be able to drink as much beer as I used to for two reasons. One, I determined that I have high blood pressure. I take medication for that. And everything I've read was like, well, you got high blood pressure, drinking ain't gonna make it better. All right, good information, good to know. And at first I was like, oh, shit, that sucks because I really do like drinking beer. But I have found that in the interim, and this is not what it is, but this here, a good non-alcoholic beer, which this is, an alcoholic hazy IPA from Rationale, has really managed to tickle the itch. And I love that. There are some great non-alcoholic beers out there. Athletic has kind of cornered the market, but there are so many better beers than Athletic. Which is, Athletic's good in a pinch, if it's all you can find. But I'm a big fan of of non-alcoholic beers. They have really helped me continue to, because even after like a hard day of training or just a hard day, I still have that moment. It's like, God, I just want a beer. I just sit down and just like fucking chill out. I can do that with a non-alcoholic beer, and it doesn't mess with my training. I don't feel like shit the next day. It's really low in calories. Like some of these non-alcoholic beers, which do not lack for taste, have like 50 calories in them, which is insane because like a quote unquote regular beer can have up to 200 to 300, which explains why drinking these now I've managed to lose a little bit of weight, even though I'm still a big bitch. I enjoy them. Between the non-alcoholic beer and hop waters, I don't really miss drinking regular beer. I'll do it every now and then if I'm, out for some reason. I'll be like, okay, I'll have a beer. And I have managed to get to a place where I'll be like, I'm good. I've had one beer. And after that, I'll switch to something else that doesn't have to have alcohol in it. It's a nice feeling. It's really nice. And I want to come back to the thing that I mentioned with wine. That's the only times where I kind of have to make an exception. I don't drink wine as much as I used to just because I don't really go out, or I don't know, I just don't feel like drinking wine all the time, especially not in Texas because I like red wine and it's so fucking hot here. Like, it's like, how can you drink red wine when it's like 100,000 billion degrees outside? Well, the bigger reason for me that I still will drink wine is because there have not been any decent non-alcoholic wines created yet that I can think of. I've tried a couple, and all they do is taste like shitty grape juice, like bad. And you're thinking, holy shit, I paid $16 for some shitty grape juice. I'm sure it'll get better eventually. The science will probably get better, the demand, all that kind of stuff. But right now, they're pretty crap. Do not recommend. Unless someone knows of a decent non-alcoholic wine, because I ain't found one yet. In the meantime, I will continue to enjoy my non-alcoholic beers. Hope that these next 2 days of rest do me well, so that when I go in for my pause squats on Sunday, I don't die.